Hey there, my name is Adam from PowerBelt 3D, and this week I will be sending out the very last of the Tinybelt beta printers to our finally selected group of beta testers. This means that I am super close to launching the Kickstarter campaign to create what I hope might become the Ender 3 of conveyor belt 3D printers, something that can be super affordable, open source, and get people into the world of fully automated conveyor belt 3D printing instead of the traditional 3D printers that need constant babysitting. I had a chat with Zachary just towards the end of 2021, but I've been so focused on shipping out Tinybelt beta kits that I am just getting around to editing this video so that you can hear about his experience. If you are at all interested in the launch of the Tinybelt, I will make sure to place a link in the description of this video. You can go there, learn a little bit more, and sign up to receive updates so that you make sure you don't miss our launch on Kickstarter. So let's hear from Zachary on his experience with the Tinybelt beta. So why don't we start off? Could you introduce yourself?
Sure. I am Zachary Whitlock. I've been 3D printing for a while. Um, yeah, I'm working in electrical engineering, and I mostly 3D print for business and for fun.
Gotcha. Nice. So what drew you to the Tinybelt? What made you want to participate in the beta program?
A few things. So I noticed belt printing has been kind of struggling for a while because there's just so few printers out there.
Yeah.
Um, I personally, for like business and just for projects, have a lot of ideas that would require a longer build volume, and so even without the automated production, the longer build volume was something I was really interested in. But I also do production, so for small parts or even larger parts, the ability to just hit go on like 10 of them and have them show up at night overnight, that would be great.
Gotcha. So looking at some of the business aspects of it, do you sell on Etsy? Do you do props? Like what's your uh goal with that?
Right. So I sell on both eBay and Etsy. I call it a mini business because I don't
Okay.
really sell that much stuff. Um, have you heard of Dactyl Manuform keyboards? They're a split keyboard.
Yeah. I've heard of
Yeah,
split keyboards. I've seen pictures of
yeah.
them and stuff.
So I make and sell these.
Okay. Nice.
So it takes a while to print them. Most people, can't print them. Either they have a too small printer, or they just don't want to, or they don't have a printer at all. So I sell kits and I sell shells, and so it's some R&D income basically.
Gotcha. That's very cool. I usually when I think of people doing 3D printing business, it's like dumb stuff. Not dumb
Yeah,
necessarily, but it's
yeah,
it's it's visual stuff, or
yeah,
it's like cosplay props, Mandalorian helmets,
yeah,
right?
yeah, which
Um,
is cool. Yeah,
yeah, that's cool. But with a split keyboard, it's I think it adds a level of functionality, which is really interesting.
yeah. I've been really enjoying them, and apparently other people do too. So it's been fun.
Awesome. So remind me, what tiny belt number did you get?
Oh boy, you want me to look?
I'm putting
Is it
you
on
on
the
the
front?
spot here.
I think it's number 6.
Let's go with
I
number six.
I think it's number 6.
Okay, so you would have been right after Steve, and I sent you
Yeah,
the box of parts edition
yeah.
kit. So this is something that you put together entirely from scratch, which is a huge skill in and of itself. And I know
Is
there's always some challenges there. But now that it's all put together and running and working well, what are kind of the top couple things that you like about the machine?
I think foremost, I've been really impressed with the single arm design and how it's on just a wheeled carriage. The fact that it's just so simple, like it's like 4 pieces, is really impressive to me.
Yeah, I wanted the design to be really minimalistic and very simple, both for
Yeah,
assembly and to help keep the cost down.
yeah, and I think you really nailed that. It turned out really well.
Awesome. Thank you. Have you, I know cantilever designs, some people like them, but I feel like a lot of other people are instantly uh, turned off by them because they assume that they're going to droop and that there's a
Yeah,
rigidity problem.
yeah. I don't mind them very much. I think this is a really good use of it, because I mean the droop might increase as the carriage gets farther out, but um, I don't know. It's not, it's at an angle, so it's some of the weight's resting on the carriage. Uh, I have one small other cantilever design. It's a monoprice mini.
Okay.
It's always worked awesome. It's one of the highest quality printers I have. So
Nice. So have you noticed any, I guess, drooping issues with the arm so far, or has it been pretty
not
sturdy?
not while it's running. I mean, if you touch it, it will go down, but uh, no, the print quality doesn't seem to deteriorate in the Z height or the ZY height. Um, I don't know. It seems to work pretty good.
Okay, cool. I'm happy to hear it because it's one thing like if I'm seeing it, I have one next to me, so if I'm just like
Yeah,
looking off into the distance, I'm not trying to be weird or anything. But
yeah,
like if you push on it, it moves. Like it's not a
yeah.
printer that you would stand on, but like
Right. Yeah,
when it's actually printing, it I've found that it works nicely.
yeah.
I think of it in my head, I've been comparing it to like the mirrors on the side of a car. Like if you push on them or punch them, like they'll come off, but like that's
Right.
not the it's not the use intent
Yes.
of the mirrors. Similar with this,
Yeah.
like if
Yep.
you kick it, it will break.
Yep. Yeah. If you put too much weight on it, it will bend. Yeah. No, I like the elegance of it and how it's not overbuilt.
Yeah, thanks. So tell me about some of the stuff that you've printed on it. Um, or I guess what's the largest thing that you've printed so far?
Oh boy. Um, I used to have an I-beam sitting here. That was fun, but I think
Okay.
it might have gone away. It had been kicking around a little too long. Um, I printed a few things all around the same length. I don't know if you can show up my picture of it, but that radio adapter I printed
Yeah.
was, I think, the biggest overall thing. It was one of the longest, and it was definitely the thickest at that length. And uh, I don't know, it worked perfectly. I mean, it was taller. It was like 3 or 4 inches tall at the max point, and it just worked. I mean, it was a certain kind of PLA that I found would stick to the belt best.
Okay.
Um, and but I found 3 kinds of PLA that stick okay now. So
Okay.
I have a gray, an orange, and a black. So I printed a shelf uh, kind of adapter for an old Home Depot shelf, so I could have like a mid-span thing,
Nice.
and that's 20 something inches long, and it worked.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Working is what we're going for, so
yeah,
that's great.
yeah.
What other machines do you have? And then we'll start there and then a follow-up question.
Okay, all right. I run mostly mono or yeah, they're Wanhua. Don't know how you pronounce that. Duplicator
Yeah.
i3 clones. So I don't actually have an original. The original didn't seem that good anyway. Um, and I run them because they're cheap and easy to modify. So I'm running a miniature direct drive extruder on all of them, and a new motherboard and clipper,
Okay.
and I'm sure some other modifications I'm forgetting about. And I can't really complain about the quality. Most quality problems I have are due to the filament and not the actual printer. So I got one of them for $50 off off Facebook Marketplace, because
Nice.
the guy didn't want to work on it, and they really aren't that great from the factory.
Gotcha. I love getting good deals on things, and I think
Yeah,
that especially in hobbyist level printing, like cheap, accessible, and easily upgradable is you can't beat it, right? If
yeah,
you
yeah,
um especially if you're trying to run a business or a small business
yeah,
on a budget,
yep,
spending tens of thousands of dollars on one
yeah.
printer.
buying 4 Prusias would have been a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then how does the print quality compare from your other machines to what you're seeing on the Tiny Belt?
It's the same. I mean, again, it's up to the filament entirely so far. I printed this last night. It's another shelf hanger.
Nice.
I'll try to give the non-support side.
Yeah.
Um, but it worked. I actually put masking tape on the belt to make this work. I wasn't sure it would work, but it did. Now this is PLA. It's some of my most stubborn PLA, and I got it to work.
Nice.
So yeah, the print quality is great. I haven't noticed any real complaints there. You can't. There's some um, trickiness to making the belt surface, like the belt touching surface, come
Mhm.
out good. It tends to display a little bit there, but you could fix that with slicer settings if they would, update the slicers.
Yeah. Yeah, I've noticed the same thing as I've tried to print larger and larger items in particular. Sometimes it'll lose adhesion at different points.
Yeah,
I'm working on ways to fix that, both in belt materials and just in print profile settings. I think there's
right,
some more tricks that we can pull out that'll update all of you guys on at some point. As I've tried to print larger and larger things, um, I've noticed sometimes it'll lose adhesion in different places, and I'm working on that both from like
yeah,
a belt surface aspect and from slicer settings.
yeah,
So hopefully I'll
yeah,
have some advanced belt printing tips coming out
right,
at some
right,
point beyond just like put the model in, slice it, and hope for the best. Size
right.
question. When looking at the tiny belt, what are some areas that you think could be improved upon?
Yeah, well, the thing we're just talking about, the belt adhesion itself, it's a really hard problem to solve. I mean, even on ordinary printers, we use glue stick, PEI beds, or uh, masking tape, hairspray, all these things to help with bed adhesion. And once you have a continuous loop, it can mess some of that up. I mean, if you use masking tape and one print rips off some of your masking tape, when it comes around again and you have no masking tape, now your continuous printing is messed up. So, uh, all things equal, even if the belt tension and the print head angle and all that stuff was the same, if the belt just had, like I said, if there was room for improvement, I don't know that you can improve this, but if you could print with PLA, ABS, PETG without changing the belt or the belt surface, that would be amazing. That'd be a miracle. That'd be really cool.
Gotcha. Um, I'll keep working on it. I
Yeah,
want to play with some texturizing. I want to
yeah,
um, definitely play with the print head a little bit. Um, so there's options. Everything can be improved. What's so funny is that back in the day, I actually made conveyor belts with blue tape as the top surface, um, which
nice.
it worked okay. Um, but naturally, blue tape it's like paper based, right? So it
Yeah,
wore down very quickly.
yeah,
Other than the
yeah.
conveyor belt, is there anything else that stands out that could be improved?
Um, I mean, maybe the wire routing, small things like that. But I mean, belt stiffness and belt tensioning are the things that I've been working on. Um, and the last thing I had on my list was the slicers, and I don't think you're going to work on the slicers.
Yeah,
I didn't.
not a big enough operation to be making my own slicer at this
Yeah,
point. Um, but there are companies that do that, and I think it's really cool that they've kind of adopted belt printing into
yeah,
their stuff. So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. And yeah,
we can cross our fingers for updates.
I think it'll get better pretty soon. You build the belt name. I need the slicer to do this, and so I don't. I think the devs will get there. I think the idea maker and the Cure engine will include those things pretty soon.
Yeah, I hope so. It'll make my life easier for sure. and your life, and yeah, everyone else using using belt printers. So
Yeah. Yeah.
awesome. I appreciate the feedback so much. I know a number of people have pointed out the tensioning system, and so I've gotten some fresh ideas on how I might be able to make that easier and improve the conveyor belts. Um,
Right.
any closing thoughts?
I don't know. It's been a really great printer so far. I really enjoyed. I mean, I enjoyed building it. I put a few mods on it. They weren't strictly necessary, but it's been fun to learn about belt printers just by using one and experimenting with it. And I think it'll be a pretty useful printer for me.
Gotcha. I'm happy to hear it, and I'm happy to hear that you did some mods. That's always fun. Is there anything in particular that you've done to it? Direct drive, hot end upgrade, anything?
Um, I have a belt tensioning system on it, and I put 10 millimeter rods instead of 8
That's
as an
right.
experiment. Um, and I technically have a different size nozzle in there. That's about it. Besides, running clipper on it.
Gotcha. Nice. I want to install larger nozzles on some of mine as I start printing bigger and bigger. The 0.4 millimeter nozzle is starting
Yeah,
to get kind of irritating. So
yeah. When you print something really long and it takes like 16 hours, yeah,
yeah, so that's definitely uh, a good uh, use of a belt printer, I think, is to just increase the nozzle size. It's something that's so simple. Um,
yeah,
and I designed it around Mark 8 nozzles. That way, people can
yeah.
easily buy those cheaply anywhere in lots of different materials, so that people
I already
can
had like
customize
20
it.
of them.
Yeah, you already had 20 of them. There you go.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that makes it super convenient. So
yeah, yeah. No, it's very convenient.
awesome. Happy to hear it. Is there anywhere that you would like to point people who are watching, whether it's to your Etsy store, Twitter profile, or if not, you're welcome to stay
I would I
anonymous.
would I would plug my Twitter, except I don't think I remember my handle because I don't use it that often. I was just saying I don't really have anywhere to point people right now. If you're interested in a keyboard, um, just look up Dactyl Menu from keyboards on Etsy and eBay. Uh, I generally have the lowest price. So
Nice. Everyone loves a good deal. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me. And enjoy the rest of your day.
cool. Thank you very much.
Thanks. Take it easy. Thank you so much for watching. Like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, there's a link in the description if you want to learn more about the Tinybelt project. I will make sure to leave you with a previous Tinybelt beta tester spotlight that I did somewhere on screen. If you enjoyed this video, it would be awesome if you wanted to hit the like button before you leave, and maybe consider subscribing to this YouTube channel so that you can stay up to date on all things conveyor belt 3D printing related. Thank you again for watching. Have a great day.